Alright guys, got a brand new blade here to try out on the sawmill today. This is the Wood-Mizer Turbo 747 high performance blade. And just some information here from Wood-Mizer, this is the Turbo 747 high performance sawmill blade. It's available in both silver tip and the double hard blades. It has a deep capacity gullet, extreme back angle, and a sharp penetrating point, make it the sharpest blades on the market. And judging by the sharpness here, guys, this blade should do pretty good on this oak. And we have 10 of them to try out, so not just this one here today. I got a very large walnut here in about a week to put on the mill. We'll be using these as well for that. So alright guys, a new profile today to try it on the mill. Let's throw it on there and see how it does. Alright guys, I got that blade on the sawmill and ready to go. This is the log we're going to be sawing today. I'm pretty sure this is red oak going by the bark over here on my side. And as soon as we take the first cut and pull the first slab off, we'll be able to tell what it is. Now I've been wrong in the past on some of these logs, but I'm pretty sure we got red oak here on the mill today. And this log, I think, looks like an 11 or 12 footer. Let's check it here. Catch that in down there. Looks like 144 inches, exactly 12 feet. Not too bad. So there's two issues with this log, or two possible issues. The first one is I have no idea how long it's been on the ground. My two buddies that are the farmers down the road brought me this log with about 38 other ones. And the power company took it out of the mountain. I think it came out of the mountain where they was running some power lines or just clearing up the right of way, one of the two. And I think it's been at least 3 years on the ground, maybe longer. I'm thinking at least 3. And based on the looks of it, it's been every bit of 2 years. So I think we're pretty safe at saying it's been on the ground at least 2 to 3 years. And there's a lot of taper here. So the first issue is there could be some rot. So we could have some punky wood out here in the sap area. And there's a lot of taper on this log. The butt cut is on the far end. Over here to my left, that'll be your right. And right here in front of me, here's the small end. And the diameter down here looks like 18 inches. Bring your saw head back. We'll take a look at the large end down there. So down here in the large end, you can tell this was the butt cut of this tree. You got the wedge cut right here, the back cut coming in. So that's why we have so much taper here. And the diameter down here looks like 25 inches. So we'll have to use our levelers on the other end to pop that small side up a little bit so we can get a nice flat cut up here on the top and cut parallel with the bark. Measure up off these back stops here and see how far up we are. About 16 inches right there. Down here on the small end, about 11. He'd come up about 5 inches right here on the front. Instead of trying to get your measuring tape down here and catching the bed of the sawmill, and you can't get it level on there with the side of the log, you just kind of have to guesstimate and pull it out a little. But what I find is easier just to catch your measurement off the top of this back stop right here. You can come on the top of it with your tape. You can go straight up with it and get your measurement. It's going to be the same on every one of these back stops here on these Wood-Mizers. That's a whole lot better than trying to get your measurement down here at the rail and trying to kind of guesstimate there if that's straight or not when you pull it off. So that's something I've been doing here lately, and I think somebody on the forestry forum might have recommended that a few months ago. And it's worked good for me. Just come here and pull your measurement off the top of these back stops here, and it saves you a lot of time. And you can actually kind of eyeball it because you don't have all this distance to cover when you're trying to guesstimate where your taper is going to be. You can stand back there and kind of see how much material is above your back stop and not even get a measuring tape out. I am really impressed with that blade. I know it's just one cut. That's the first time we've used it. But my goodness, that thing cut fast. I don't usually cut real fast here at the sawmill. You guys know that. I'm pretty slow. And the main reason being I have like, gosh, maybe 3 to 4 cameras going at one time in here. Sometimes I'm flying the drone coming down behind us here in the backdrop. There's a lot going on. I got to keep focused on those cameras, watch the sawmill, keep this thing going, make sure everything's getting captured the way I want it. And plus I've got all these ideas that go through my head while I'm sawing, trying to put the camera at a different place to give you guys a different angle and show you what's going on. But anyways, the blade is just phenomenal. I have never sawed that fast before. I was pushing that mill pretty good, and I probably could have pushed it faster, judged by what I'm seeing. I got a little bit of blade chatter right here at the front end of the log. And if you have good set in your blade, that usually means you're going too slow. And when I sped up right here in the middle, it went away. And I checked it, it's flat. There's no, there's no waves in this, there's no bumps. There's nothing going on. Some of it looks like it's been ran through a planer actually. It's pretty smooth, and there was limited dust on it as well. I had to still scrape some off, but it was probably half the amount of sawdust I usually have with the blade. So I wonder how fast I could saw if I just set up one camera in the back and kind of not worry about things and just take off with it. On the next shot, we'll go ahead and flip this thing over 180 degrees. I'll put the camera I'm talking to at the very back, and I'll go ahead and just take off with this thing and see how fast we can saw and get through the end of it without having to worry about all these cameras. Because I'm thinking I'm not even really pushing this blade to its full potential. But it's about 5:20. I've got to stop filming here for just a few minutes. I've got a load of white pine headed this way. I'm needing some more logs for the timber frame. I've been running low on pine, and white pine's the best thing to be using. So my buddy Butch found some for me last week, and him and his sons are bringing them over here in just a few minutes. So once we get them unloaded, we'll take a look at them, come up here to the sawmill, flip this thing over, and see how fast we can saw on this thing and still produce a good cut. Fantastic. Really happy with those blades, guys. And this isn't no kind of paid promotion from Wood-Mizer or nothing like that. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So let's go take a look at these pine logs and get back up here and see what this thing to do. Well, that's pretty good here. Here's where we came into the log, and there's no blade chatter anywhere, so that tells me I was going fast enough for that blade. And like I said, I probably could have went a little bit faster, but I felt pretty good at that speed, and there's no chatter going on. And this is a nice surface right here. This looks really good. This is pretty flat, guys. It's hard to complain about something like this. I was able to saw as fast as I felt comfortable with, and got a really flat board, or flat timber rather. I've not sawed a board off this yet. Looks really good. Something I'll do when I put this video up, I'll put it over on the forestry forum, and those guys over there will let me know real fast if my sawing is too slow. We'll go ahead and finish squaring this up. And on my half of this timber, this is a log that's being sawed on halves. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'll do 1-bys or something else. I'm not decided yet. So let's go ahead and square this thing up and see what it looks like and come back out tomorrow and finish it up.